The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, all participants. We are welcome you on this second day. We are going to play ICI motto song. I request you to put your right hand on your heart. So friends, now I welcome CA Fenil Shah, Chairman of Ahmedabad branch, to give his opening remark on this day too. Fenil bhai.
Thank you, Bishan bhai. The Financial Controller of Gujarat, Shri Ghanshyam Pathak ji, the chairmen of various other branches joining with us, Anand branch, Jamnagar branch, Bhavnagar branch, Bharuch branch, Gandhidham branch, Bhuj branch, and our own secretary, Sir C.A. Bishan Shah ji. I welcome you all to the second day of this Gujarat webinar series, that is RERA Ki Pathshala. Friends, apart from this, tomorrow we are starting up with a GST webinar series. I also request you to take the benefit of that. And day after tomorrow, that is 24th of April, in the morning, we are having a session on Companies Act. Because you might be aware of that various amendments have came up in Companies Act, various new schemes are also introduced in order to ensure a timely and a safer compliance in this COVID-19 pandemic situation. So if you want to get the updates with respect to that, kindly take the benefit of a pre-webinar, which is on day after tomorrow. And also we are planning up to come with International Taxation Webinar Series. Friends, this is the second day, but few participants have joined this today itself by registering after the day next webinar. So I would request that if you are not yet a part of two WhatsApp group created, kindly write your name and number in the chat so that Bishan bhai can add you or I can add you in the WhatsApp group, so that you will also be able to get the benefit of the queries which are being discussed in that particular WhatsApp group. And also we will share with you one book, so that if you are today first day participant, you can just have a brief idea from that particular book and you can remain in tune with all ongoing sessions. And before I end, I wish you all the participants International Book Day, and let us inculcate and start a habit of reading at least a one page apart from our professional studies in our day-to-day life. With these words, now I request Ghanshyam bhai to take the session further.
Yes.
Very good afternoon, friends. CA Fenil Shah, CA Bishan Shah, ICI office bearers for Ahmedabad branch, all branch presidents and other office bearers from various chapters in Gujarat, and all participant friends for this RERA Ki Pathshala. I am really lucky and blessed to share this august audience. Now let us reconnect to our yesterday's discussion where we left. Yesterday we barely started the technical discussion with section 3, and we have had discussed the requirement of project registration. Now today, once we all are aware that projects are to be registered with Gujarat RERA, all projects. So a builder can have multiple projects, but then each project is to be separately registered. A builder can have multiple phases of a same layout plan. If there is a large layout plan in which he plans to build 15 blocks of say 500 apartments, and he opts to register 5-7 blocks as a phase, then also the phase is to be registered separately. And what are the requirements for registration of ongoing projects and what are the exemption thresholds we have had discussed in the last session. Now moving forward, the projects are the fulcrum. Project registration is a fulcrum for the entire RERA ecosystem for consumer protection. Once the promoter decides to register his project, he has to approach Gujarat RERA portal, and on Gujarat RERA portal, the entire process life cycle for project registration, project progress reporting in form of quarterly compliances, and project completion compliance reporting in form of QE, that is the quarter end reporting. This entire project life cycle, encompassing the intermittent requirements of project alteration, project extension, project alteration for change in development plan, that is section 14 requirements and ancillary requirements, project transfer, the liability for the project transferring from one promoter to another promoter under section 15, those requirements and ancillary requirements. The entire ecosystem has been built and provided in Gujarat RERA portal. Currently, the project alteration under section 15 is under IT development. In few months time, we are planning to make it available to promoters in Gujarat, and all consultants will also be able to use them. Now, once promoter lands to the Gujarat RERA portal, the portal enables him, promoter files an application. You can see on your screen the presentation slide. Promoter files an application. RERA process is the same. The Act mandates that RERA must process the application within 30 days and provide registration. And if it is not attained, then a deemed registration scenario is also envisaged under the Act. Grant of registration number with online login ID and password, because once the project is registered, every promoter gets his login ID and password for his individual project. And then he can keep on update project details for quarterly submissions, for other information updates that are necessary to be submitted. Application stages on Gujarat RERA portal, various documents required at each stage, and the processes that would have to be carried out for successful submission of information on Gujarat RERA portal are the technical points that we are going to cover today. So let us move forward. Once the promoter lands on Gujarat RERA portal, he finds 4 checkered boxes on the home page, and from there he has to select project registration. Now, once he clicks on this project registration, the landing page is what is seen by you all on your screen. There is checklist of key information required download, checklist of key documents required, and project document index, which is to be submitted with along with the hard copy of a project application that every promoter, every applicant is required to send to Gujarat RERA once he has submitted the online application. The email ID and other credentials you have to put in, and then you are brought to the internal portal pages. Here the registration process is divided in 8 stages. Promoter details, the green circle, if you can see, then project detail, form 1, that is architect's form, form 2, that is engineer's form, form 3 by the chartered accountants, upload documents, payment for application fees, and confirmation email. This entire process is almost well versed, time tested, for working smoothly. Most of the professionals in today's Pathshala would also have first-hand experience of it. For the first timers or somebody who is thinking of starting RERA practice, the user friendliness of the software is indicative of the fact that we receive very less complaint for technology support. However, there are few additions and enhancements at our end also. We are mindful. Slowly and gradually, with the support of IT team, we are proceeding towards it. Now coming to the technical aspects, the first page, data submission requirements are promoter details, authorized signatory details, project head details, RERA registration details, that is previous projects, RERA registration in other states or union territories. All these details are to be submitted by promoter on this first page. Typically, what all information he has to keep on hand for filling all these fields is now available to you on your screen. Now, let me dwell into the nuances at promoter level, promoter information level. Now, section 2, promoter definition says that every individual, HUF, association of person, firm, incorporated body, local authority, cooperative society, everybody are considered promoter in this definition, and they have to register their real estate project when they intend to sell. Here the intent to sell is very important, because section 3 says no promoter can market, advertise, solicit, book, take advance for any real estate unless he has first registered his project. So all activities leading to sale of a real estate are subsumed in this intent to sell. And if a promoter wants to sell the real estate, then he has to register, and then only he has to indulge in this soliciting, advertising activity. So that is the first nuance. So does it mean that rent properties getting built to put on rent need not register? Yes, friends, property is being built to put on rent need not register. Now the next logical question comes, what about lease? Rent and lease, can they be considered synonymous? Here the finer nuance is no. Lease encompasses both type of transactions, in which they are rent lease, lease in the form of rent agreements, short-term leases, leave and license agreement sort of leases with restricted rights for the tenants, and there are leases which are long-term with transferability rights given to the leasee by the lessor. Here, these lease agreements do get covered under the transferability aspect of real estate, and therefore it tantamounts to intent to sell. So wherever the lease agreement gives real estate possession transferable rights to lessor, it broadly tantamounts to transfer of real estate, and every transfer of real estate is considered under model agreement for transfer as prescribed by rules by the Gujarat government in general rules for Gujarat RERA. So promoter intend to sell, rent is not covered. Now comes association of person for firms, LLPs, partnership firms, individual, HUF, companies, private limited companies, public limited companies, and cooperative societies. Things are very clear. For association of persons, Gujarat RERA authority considers them to be eligible to register only when any association of person is capable of providing their PAN card details, PAN number and PAN card details. Because the PAN number application and the process for getting PAN number for association of person under the Income Tax Act is very well elaborated and very well established over the period of time. Moreover, the RERA requirements also suggest that every promoter has to provide its PAN number along with other details of KYC. So association of persons, when having a PAN number of their own, are eligible to play the role of promoter under the Gujarat RERA, and they can apply for project registration. Cooperative societies. Now cooperative societies, if they want to build real estate, commercial or residential or shops or godowns, if cooperative housing society specifically for residential house purpose, if these societies want to collect money from their members, build the real estate and then hand it over to their members, then these societies through their secretary and chairman, office bearers, will have to register as promoter with Gujarat RERA the project they are planning to construct and apartments they are intending to provide to their members. Now there are models in which these cooperative societies themselves do not do the construction and marketing and sales activity. They are principally the landowners. They enter into a development agreement with real estate constructor, contractor, developer, and then these developers become the actual promoters of the real estate project. In their development agreement also there are specific clauses indicating that the regulatory requirements are to be shouldered by the developer, the promoter. So in these circumstances, the developer becomes the promoter and he has to register the project. Not only in cooperative society, but even in other cases also, there are joint development agreements or plans in which the landowners bring land on table, and then these contractors, developers, they bring their experience, economics wherewithal, and their skills for marketing and executing the real estate project. And then they, through this development agreement, they get the right to develop the land. In this situation, this developer is a promoter for Gujarat RERA, and he has to register. And the landowner is landowner. Here, the definition of promoter very clearly elaborates that if a person who makes the real estate to be constructed and the person who sells the real estate to LOT are different, then both are joint co-promoters. Then both are jointly and severally responsible for their obligations under RERA towards LOT of the real estate. So friends, the nuance here to understand is there is a landowner, then there can be a developer through development agreement, and then there can be a marketeer through an agreement between the developer and the marketeer. Act casts responsibility on marketeer equivalent to the promoter. However, the landowner is responsible for cooperating with the promoter in terms of the development agreement clauses. Whatever the responsibilities and liabilities he has towards the LOT and promoter, that is to hand over the peaceful possession to the promoter for carrying on the construction activity, to support the promoter at the time of transfer of titles through proper execution of sale deed, ensuring proper transfer of land titles to LOTs to the extent undivided proportionate share of land owned by that particular LOT. There had been challenges in clarifying these aspects in the initial period of Gujarat RERA. However, once all the aspects were seen in detail, authority was seized of all the 360-degree view, and the provisions and requirements of Act, rules and regulations. Gujarat RERA then came out with Circular 23, clearly defining the roles of landowner and promoter when they are entering into a real estate construction project through a development agreement mode, wherein in addition to the affidavit Form B, which promoter is required to provide at the time of registration as prescribed by rules, authority has prescribed two more affidavits, that is affidavit in Form B1 by promoter, giving an assurance on oath that he will abide by the provisions and clauses and his liabilities with respect to development agreement, registered development agreement he has entered into with the landowner. And the third affidavit is in the form of Form B2, wherein the landowner and the promoter jointly gives an affidavit that they both abide by their rights and obligations under the registered development agreement. Now you must have noticed that I am repeatedly using the word registered development agreement. So any development agreement enabling the promoter to construct real estate and get it registered with Gujarat RERA has to be a registered development agreement. Now, there can be a situation how land is brought for real estate project in various forms. One is this development agreement mode, which I have been explaining. The obvious is the promoter is owner of the land. The promoter entity or the promoter as an individual is owner of the land. So it's a freehold land in promoter's personal name. He can bring it for the real estate project and he can get the registration. He can bring the land through development agreement, through development rights, as I have narrated, through proper documentation, registered development agreement. And the third aspect is promoter can bring land for real estate project through lease agreement also. There are development regulation authorities which do auction their land, and then they give a concession license to promoter to develop that land under a long-term lease for 99 years or 30 years. And on that land, the promoter gets real estate development plan approved by the local authority, and then he comes to Gujarat RERA for registration and he can execute the project. This is visible in the model agreement for sale, the model agreement for transfer as prescribed under section 13 rule 9 of Gujarat RERA rules as annexure A. It is available as annexure A to Gujarat RERA general rules, and this model agreement begins with these 3 paragraphs that I, the promoter who owns the land or who has a long-term lease for land or who has a development agreement with the landowner, and then he goes on to specify the survey number and location details of the land, and then the agreement goes on to enumerate the clauses for model agreement for sale. So friends, here the first stage of registration application I have tried to summarize for all of you. I have tried to discuss the nuances related with the promoter entity, and the relationship between landowner, promoter and marketeer, and their respective obligations under the act. Now, Bishan Shah Sahib, I would like to
Yes, sir.
like you to
Questions?
put forth any questions
Yes,
on
sir.
this
Yes.
topic.
Sir.
Then we will move to project. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, like someone had asked, Ramesh Pujaraji has asked, promoter can promoter start construction before RERA registration? So I can say that you cannot start construction. Like construction can be started, but if you have taken any buyers, or if you are entered into an agreement to sale or banakhat, then you cannot start your project before getting RERA registration. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir, you are absolutely right. Let me elaborate very
Yes.
clearly for all the participants. Section 3 prohibits advertise, marketing, selling, soliciting, inviting, taking booking, all these activities connected to beginning of the process of transfer or sale of real estate are prohibited. So it is to be understood that obtaining building construction permission and commencement certificate for construction activity and actually indulging into construction activity does not violate RERA. Promoter can start constructing, he can construct apartment up to 2-3 floors, have his sample flat ready, and then only if he wants to launch his scheme, then before launching, before he begins marketing, advertising, taking booking, soliciting, he has to first register with Gujarat RERA. Because here again, let me come to the promoter's definition. A very nuanced way it has been written in the definition that promoter is the one who makes real estate or who converts the existing real estate into apartments for sale. Now this is very nuanced aspect. Apartment is defined as all residential, commercial, office space, shops, godowns, plots, industrial plots, residential plots, industrial sheds, business activity is possible from any identifiable unit of real estate, self-contained unit of real estate, then it is covered under the definition of apartment. Now, if there is a 50-story building, somebody that building, and then he plans to convert those 2 large floors into small office spaces, which are identifiable real estate units, to be transferred to prospective LOT buyer through a real estate sale, then that person will have to register with Gujarat RERA. For registering with Gujarat RERA, he has to obtain the plan from local authority, and this is how the act becomes operational. For all future periods, anybody who intends to sell real estate in terms of numbers beyond 8, because exemption from registration is up to 8 units in all phases, or the carpet area or the land area for this real estate, the carpet area under sale, the land area associated with is more than 500 square meters, then the promoter has to register, and then only he can execute the real estate project sale, advertisement, soliciting, sales. So yes, you can begin construction, you can complete construction, you can obtain BU certificate, but the day you intend to start selling, advertising, marketing, soliciting, you must have your project registered with Gujarat RERA. I have a pleasure that a promoter based at Ahmedabad having his project in Sanand have actually ended up doing this. He got his project approved, plans approved, started his construction, got it constructed, applied for BU certificate, got BU certificate, and then he decided that okay, now is the time that I'll register with Gujarat RERA and start selling my real estate. Now somebody would have a question that why yes, promoter would do this, and now this point everybody listen very carefully. This is also a very nuanced situation created by the RERA Act. RERA Act is a Consumer Protection Act. So it intends to extend all the rights which are available to a consumer in a real estate transaction to the consumer of the real estate, that is the LOT of the real estate. The definition of LOT, it is very clearly elaborated that the person who the purchase understanding, the purchase agreement with the promoter, real estate seller, he is an LOT, and the subsequent LOTs are also LOT under the Gujarat RERA Act, or rather the RERA Act, Gujarat RERA rules. The term subsequent LOTs, it is very important. So if some promoter launches a project in 2019, I book an apartment at the rates agreed between us in 2019. Up to March 2020, I have had paid 40% of the amount, up to 40% of the, in proportion to the project completion achieved by the promoter. Because now the model agreement also prescribes that what should be the collection stages. At what construction stage promoter can collect how much amount. So paid 40 construction attained by the promoter. Now if I want to sell this booking, I want to transfer my booking rights. I have a frozen price. I have entered into an agreement with promoter, and I amount. Since last 1 year, I have been paying this money, and now there is a market appreciation, and I want to project. It was not possible previously because the investors and the promoter relations were all not governed by proper documentation. If I am allowed to use the term, then I would say that like dabba trading of stock exchanges, stock in stock market, something out of the formal stock exchange between two individuals in absence of documentation. So promoter would say, okay, I have blocked your flat for you. You give me the money. After 2 years, you can get, I will get a replacement buyer, and replacement buyer will be at a higher prices, and you may get a reasonable return in a reasonable return. Now, once the RERA has come into picture and all the entire transaction agreement for sale has come into picture for all collections beyond 10% of the sales value. Now the consumers have become formal consumers and formal investors. They can transfer it to a subsequent LOT, and in a process, whatever the looks of time in terms of return on finance that he has 40% he has contributed to the promoter, or in terms of price appreciation, the LOT can avail it. There has to be a legal process. There has to be stamp duty and registration charges to be paid. Intimation to the promoters will have to take place. There will be a transaction charges. Like if I have a Reliance stock and I want to sell it to stock market, I will have to bear the transaction charges in the stock exchange. But it at least give me the right to ensure what secure because of the economic exposure I have taken as a LOT or individual or investor. So this is very, very important aspect. So this, to counter this, now if promoters are booking at the time of project being conceived and during the course of construction, if they don't register and they come to Gujarat RERA for registration only after having a BU permission, then say entire period of 3 years for which they have been building the real estate, this afflux of time entirely belongs to the promoter himself. And if at the time he would have sold the property at X price, now post BU permission, if he approaches Gujarat RERA, gets his project registered, he would be able to sell his project as some multiples of X. So this is the formal market creation possibilities within the Act. Of course, not many are exploring this, but it has started. Sitting in authority, we have now started visualizing cases which are coming to us, wherein promoters are completing their obligation of construction, getting the BU permission, so that their project is constructed as per plan, legal titles are appropriate, the timely delivery is beyond doubt. Now they can always provide the delivery forthwith, and they can command the price as well, and the LOTs would also be interested in such kind of real estate transactions. So the market is evolving. Few promoters would be still willing to embrace the investor LOTs through processes, formal processes. So to reply, very good question, because in the process to discuss few more nuances. Thank you, Pujara ji. Thank you, Bishan ji.
Yes, the next question is, can employee be authorized signatory for signing documents to be submitted to RERA?
Authorized signatory, when there are partners and LLPs, RERA prefers that one of the partner is authorized signatory. When there are private limited companies, one of the director becomes authorized signatory, because these authorized signatory is the agreement for sale, who will execute sale deed at the time of title transfer. Because at the time of registration, we seek picture of the authorized signatory, we seek the KYC documents of the authorized signatory, we seek the contact details of the authorized signatory, and the form B, that is affidavit to be submitted to RERA, is also signed by the authorized signatory. So from the investor perspective, if I can say, Sahib, if you search Gujarat RERA web portal and sitting in Ahmedabad, you can verify the details of the project in Gujarat RERA portal. You can go to the authorized signatory section, get the picture of the authorized signatory, get his contact details, go to the form B, have a look at his signature as well. So now you are absolutely sure as a consumer that the person whosoever is claiming to be an authorized representative of a real estate promoter is somebody who is actually recognized by the regulator as authorized signatory. So before RERA, there were instances if there are 4 partners in a partnership firm or an LLP, and the authorized partner is Mr. A, whereas Mr. B and Mr. C both are also, obviously, because being partner, they must be involved in the marketing and sales activity. At times, they themselves execute the allotment letter, agreement for sale in their capacity, and then it turns out to be that they were not authorized by the firm, or they were in terms of partnership under Partnership Act. This would not have created any issue because all partners are jointly and severally responsible. But in private limited company or LLP or corporate structure, when the entity is a separate legal entity having authorized director or partner to execute on behalf of entity, and then somebody who is connected to the entity but not legally authorized to execute the documents had the opportunity to execute them, and then multiple sales, both partners not having communicated to each other, both ending up selling a same apartment number A404 to 2 different individuals, few times inadvertently and many a times advertently, and consumers were complaining that they are being duped. One apartment is sold to many agreements are done. To avoid all this situation, the authorized signatory is considered to be the very, very important person acting on behalf of authority, who has the power to give on affidavit the promise to deliver real estate, to abide by the regulations, to abide by the...
Yes, sir. So you want to say that since RERA is consumer oriented law, someone who is having a responsibility and ownership of the project should be authorized signatory, and that is none other than partners, proprietors, or directors, or owners of the company. So now we have some more questions. So I will go ahead. Like you are now attending the office since Monday, and all the whole office is now in process. But when previously, I can say after Janta lockdown, the office was closed. So if someone had filed application for RERA registration before that, what will be the now timeline to get the registration? Because there is also one provision in the act that within 30 days you will be granting registration out from the application date. But since this lockdown, force majeure clause will be there, and definitely we can understand that those 30 days will not be counted. So, sir, from how many days now those applications will be, cleared? If you can throw some light on that.
Let me be very objectively blunt on this question, sir. What is happening that this 30-day limit in the act is to be understood in a way that authority must act swiftly and give registrations at the earliest. At the earliest, when I say if the application is full in all aspects, there is no query as such. Nothing to be seeked as clarification from the applicant. In Gujarat RERA, we have instances that a promoter sitting in Surat through his able office, in-house staff, securing the necessary certification from external consultants and submitting a full proof application, have had secured registration in 7 days, 9 days, 11 days. There has been instances wherein promoter would have submitted application, a query has been raised in 10 days, and he has personally come to Gujarat RERA with all the necessary documents, willing to extend all support for registration, claiming that he has some auspicious day on which he wants to start his marketing activity, came out getting speedily processed registration. Authority has done that as well. And sir, there are examples wherein authority would have sent a query request for submission of additional information or elaborating on certain aspect to throw some light on something which is ambiguous or required further clarification. And promoter has not bothered to turn back to RERA for 1.5 months or 2 months. Despite RERA approaching them on various occasions in between, through telephones, through emails, through their concern, if we can find out that Mr. X is chartered accountant of this promoter whose application is pending for 45 days or more than 45 days, then we would contact that CA also. We have had instances. Many of you would have first-hand experience that RERA have had contacted you to ensure the speedy resolution of registration queries. So I don't. I wish that none of you would raise a point of law in terms of interpretation of these 30 days. Of course, the day on which application is fully processable, having no defaults. But then before 30 days also, for a willing, objective, transparent promoters, having all documentation in place, do get registration before 30 days. And in respect to this lockdown period, I have told in last lecture as well that we have started processing applications. Authority has been so generous. I would like to share to this forum. Then an internal decision has been taken by authority. Honorable Chairman Sir in Gujarat RERA, to get in touch with one-to-one touch with the applicant promoter and ask him that, sir, you have had made an application. We are at the stage of granting registration. You have had indicated X date as your completion date. Now, because you have applied for before this COVID-19 situation and lockdown situation, would you like to continue with your original date, project end date, or you would like to reconsider it? We will stop for him to reconsider and communicate us, make necessary documentation, and registration will be granted. But I am happy to tell you that from 17 promoters Gujarat RERA has contacted till this moment, up to today afternoon, only one promoter has requested that he would like to reconsider, and the 16 of them have extended the confidence that no, we don't want to reconsider. of COVID and subsequent circumstances, but we would be willing to complete our project by the end date we have submitted in the application.
Yes,
So
sir.
which is a good sign in this these circumstances. Thank you.
Thanks to the authority that they are taking care for the promoters, but I guess promoters are also not aware about the situations in the future, because those migrant laborers might not come, and looking to the situation there are some problems. But now going ahead, there is one question from Devam Sheth, whether is RERA applicable in case of redevelopment schemes. So I can say that yes, in case of redevelopment also, if you are selling the same
Yes,
to different people, then RERA is applicable. Now Ramesh bhai has asked another one question, that is project head means partners, proprietor or a director of the firm or a company. So I can say, sir, yes, is correctly interpreted. Project head means what, sir? That you want to say that the owners?
no, sir. Here the project head is somebody who is looking after the erection, construction, development process of the project, who would be spending a good quality of his time on project site, ensuring the development activities are taking place in sync with the plans that promoter have prepared for project execution.
Okay,
So they can be engineer employees, promoter, or there can be management employees who are working in the large size promoter entities who are made project head.
Okay. Next question is that, sir, if I have applied for registration, or if I have some queries regarding quarterly return, can I approach RERA authority directly on any email ID or help desk number?
Okay. Friends, allow me to share with you that Gujarat RERA, as on various forums previously, we have said that Gujarat RERA is in an advanced stage of upgrading its software. So once we internally call it Gujarat RERA 2.0, once this new version of software is made available, there will be a dedicated ticket module. Is any registered builder, registered means registered with the portal. So this new portal will have a facility to create entire ecosystem of people dealing with Gujarat RERA. Architects, engineers, chartered accountants, promoters, structural engineers, real estate agents, contractors, LOTs, lawyers. Anybody who intends to deal with Gujarat RERA will have to first do the personal KYC registration with Gujarat RERA portal. That will be launched in few months from now. And then this entire ecosystem will allow internal communication, one-to-one communication with Gujarat RERA authority by all the stakeholders. However, as of now, in current scenario, Gujarat RERA is responding to queries submitted to Gujarat RERA through emails. We have a reception number, telephone line on which we guide people. We have branch level, functional level official contact details on our web portal. Chartered accountants do call to our finance branch. Engineers and architects and promoters do call to our TP branch, popularly known as TP branch. That is our technical branch, project registration scrutiny technical branch. Lawyers, chartered accountants and promoters do contact to our legal branch. And the officers are also regularly being contacted by the individual who seek one-to-one supplication on aspects. Gujarat RERA office is a public office. Anybody can drop in.
Yes, sir. But what he wants to ask that if there is any specific email ID or because we are aware.
InfoRERA, sir.
Yes, InfoRERA.
INFORERA at gujarat.gov.in is a well
Done, sir. Done.
Well received email ID, I would like to say,
Yes, sir. Yes.
because we are receiving lots of emails.
Even many of us, sir, as we all are chartered accountants and started our practice for the RERA, and we know that you have guided all of us. So I guess if anybody wants to take benefit of Pathak sir's guidance, then definitely they can call him and they can take advantage of his knowledge. They welcome us, and I can say with there is a warm welcome to all the
Sir,
members. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Now, if there are no nuanced questions on promoter, let us move to project.
Yes, sir. No, sir. There are another question that marketing agency requires. Is marketing agency required separate registration? And please explain the concern about agent under RERA. Like, are they required to get registered? Because I have got 33 questions right now, sir, and we are on the, I guess, third or fourth question. So if we can move fast on those questions.
No, sir. I would request you as a moderator to identify
and we'll
something
share,
which is not something which is not printed in the e-filing guide of ICAI.
Yes. Okay.
If that is the question, then that is the nuanced question, and I would definitely like to discuss on it.
Done, sir.
If something is already printed, friends, please understand I have a limited time. The platform is available for only 1.5 hours every day. You all are coming from various locations, sparing time. So no primary questions, please. Huh?
So I guess you can start, your deliberation again from where you left. And
if somebody,
because
sir, I would intervene. Allow me. If somebody has a really important question, they should send it to Bishan sir as a moderator, explaining the importance of the question. If he finds appropriate, I will be happy to respond.
Perfect.
Please.
Yes.
So allow me to proceed to the next section.
Perfect, sir. Perfect.
Which is project details. You can see on the screen that is over, then the website will take you to the project detail part. And in this project detail part, yes, now many elaborate information is being seeked from promoter, because the act through section 4, rule 4 of general rules and rule 11 of authority rules actually intend to make this regulator to be objectively executing a portal which is wholeheartedly empowering the consumer. So the information is the source of empowerment, and the act, rule, general rules, rule 4, and authority rules, rule 11, that is information to be demonstrated on the project specific web page on the authorities portal for empowering the LOT consumer, is a very exhaustive list, friends. So to provide all this information, we have to seek all this information from the promoter as well. So this page, this section is very elaborate in that sense. If I subdivide them, then there is project detail, development. Project detail means what is the real estate project, what is the address, where it is coming up, what is the overall cost, what is the carpet area, open area, covered area. Then there are development details. Then there is internal development work. There is associated vendor details, structural engineer, project architect, project agent, and project contractor details. So all these details promoters are expected to keep on hand, and then they have to provide. Now this is more legible list of those sections and what all information promoters are supposed to provide for getting their project registered. Here the project details predominantly plan approval process related details. Because when a promoter applies for his construction plan approval to Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, when the local development authority approves the plan, layout plan, building plan, section plans for the project, and they issues the commencement certificate, they do provide all these information in the approval documents. Collectively, both the documents, that is commencement certificate and the approved layout plan. And those documents consist of all the information which is to be provided for the particular project. Very important aspect is that what is the internal development and external development. So Act has defined both the terms internal development and external development. Whatever is to be provided within the boundary of the project shown in the layout plan as construction activity to be carried out are all internal developments. And there are external developments as well, that is peripheral development beyond the compound wall of the project as well, which are to be carried out by the promoter, and they are liability of the promoter to be fulfilled under the development regulation. Because for any project which is coming up in a planning area, but the TP scheme is yet to be finalized, for town planning scheme is yet to be finalized for that area, requirement with respect to foregoing of the land up to 30%, 40%, 50%, whichever is applicable in whatever zone of development regulation. The approach road construction for that project, between that project and the nearby road connectivity prepared by the local authority, drainage, sewage, percolating well. These are the requirements which development regulation require from promoter. Size of more than 20,000 square meters. Then the environment permission is also required, and that environment permission also encompasses various stipulations, conditionalities, and promises, liabilities of the promoter, which they have to execute with respect to their project, their proposed project. So all these informations, Gujarat RERA also enables the promoter to effectively punch into the portal system, so that once the project is registered, they all become publicly visible to the potential allottees or the registered allottees for their information. So friends, here the open area and covered area is something that on which many people gets confusion. So in this current technology world, if we take a picture of a project from high above the sky, then within the compound area, then whatever land is covered beneath those two blocks is the covered area. Footprint, the building footprint land is covered area, and the land which is not covered by a building footprint is open area. Here, friends, for project period of these 3 years, on the basis of experience, now Gujarat RERA has prescribed that we have now prescribed that in form of architect certificates, along with the form of architect certificate, wherein the promoters would be giving block wise project activity. For every block of a project, there are 10 identified activities encompassing few grouped activities. In those 10 identified activities, promoter are now required to give those candidate within the project start date and project end date, so as to enable the Gujarat RERA portal system to create a Gantt chart for project execution for promoters. If there are two blocks, block A and block B, and common area, common amenity construction plan is table C, table B of form A, then block A, block B, and common amenities, all three separately for 10 activities at block level, and all common area related activities which are more than 14, 17 in the form. Promoters are now required to submit activity start date and end date within project start date and project end date. And then the portal will generate block level Gantt chart, common amenity level Gantt chart, and a collective project level Gantt chart for promoters to oversee their project execution activity. This is aimed to make the Gujarat RERA registration and compliance processes, enabling the registered project promoters to have a managerial tool to oversee their project progress as well. Because once these pictorial Gantt charts are made available by Gujarat RERA portal to promoters, they will be always on any given date post their quarterly submission up to the last submitted quarter. They will be able to visually monitor that on which activities they are performing in time, on which activities they are lagging behind in terms of time and execution, and on which activities they have covered more development activity vis-a-vis the planned activity with time lapse. So this is an innovative and technology enabled solution that Gujarat RERA is expecting our technology partners to develop for the benefit of the sector and fraternity at large. Because promoters are expected to submit a reasonable quantum of data, Gujarat RERA has evolved an internal philosophy that anything which is collected must be put to a quality use. It must have some use case for some player within the ecosystem wherein he is directly benefited towards exercising his rights or his obligations, towards understanding the rights and obligations of counterparty as well. LOTs would also be aware that promoter is, if he is lagging on some activity, he is ahead in terms of time on few other activities. Overall, he is in command of execution of the project. So LOTs will also be empowered by information, and they will become more confident about the project execution processes carried out by the promoters. So friends, we collect this project execution information, solid waste management, electricity supply, sewage and drainage, water supply, road system. Let me share you with experience of Gujarat RERA authority, that because the act is applicable throughout Gujarat, there is common GDCR applicable throughout Gujarat, but the implementing authorities for this Town Planning Act and GDCR are local authorities. They are confined to a local jurisdiction geographically, and they are manned by officers having geographic. So a planning officer in Surat can very well behave different officer in Baroda. It is not expected to be is in implementation and execution. And as such, there are some that in Baroda Urban Authority, the approval plans were devoid of any sewage and drainage drawing requirements within the layout plan. Now, because layout plan were not containing these, commencement certificate do ensure that the obligation of creation of this internal infrastructure, connectivity with external sewage line and other things are necessary, and they are the drawings would not prima facie show this this requirement. And then what was happening, that because drawings were not showing this, promoter would be building 3 blocks with 80 habitable residencies, would come up with a very small size soak pit instead of a soak pit, or instead of a sewage drainage for ensuring full compliance to the GDCR and its requirements in terms of all various kind of documents as well. So this Gujarat RERA project registration is enabling not only empowering the consumer in terms of his real estate procurement process, but it is empowering the consumers, other local authorities, regulators, everybody to have a refined information based on data to take appropriate decisions for the benefit of everybody in the ecosystem, eventually contributing to a better urban landscape for the state as a whole. Now, Shah Sahib, I would now again put the session on open questions on this project specific data requirement submission and any aspect which needs to be clarified on.
So let me go to the now. Sir, can we say built up area of ground floor can be considered as construction covered area? So those type of queries are there.
Okay, one common query would be on garages and open parking and covered parking. So allow me, Gujarat RERA have had come up with circular on this, and authority has clarified that hollow plinth area and the cellar parking areas will be considered to be in RERA regulations, and as such they are covered parking areas. And open parking areas would be parking areas in the layout which are shown beyond the building footprints on a open land which is open to sky. So beyond the building footprint, whatever the parking area is prescribed in the layout plan would be considered as open parking area, and anything within the ground floor, hollow plinth, or cellar, basement parking are considered to be covered parking, and they are under the act. They are sellable. Their value is recoverable by promoter from the LOTs, and they are to be shown in agreement for sale as a separate cost consideration item in paragraph 1, if I am not wrong, paragraph 1 of model agreement for sale. Yes, questions? Hello?
Yes, sir. I am running presentation from my side. We will skip which is not applicable currently. So we can do that. Are you able to see the screen now?
Yeah, I am seeing. Yes.
Okay. So the question is related to
Sir, now if the firm has defaulted in any earlier project, will it have any implication on application for new project? Now these defaults we can segregate in two parts. Is a very well-known defaults for which RERA takes regulatory actions, UPR, annual report, and other such operational defaults, for which authority do come up with penalty orders for those promoters, and then they are expected to pay those penalties and ensure that they incorporate internal business processes within there to ensure that for every registered project under Gujarat RERA, they don't face a situation wherein they are considered to be defaulter in terms of regulatory compliances. So yes, if you have been considered defaulter in regulatory compliances and a penalty order is issued on you, and there is an outstanding penalty to be paid to Gujarat RERA for your project, and you have now applied for new project, it would definitely want you to fulfill your obligation towards regulator, and then only your application, new project registration application is granted registration. With respect to overall default, that is default in project execution under section 7 and subsequent lapse of registration under section 8, the act is very clear. It doesn't affect the Gujarat RERA only. The Gujarat RERA will have to disclose the promoter as defaulter on its website. It will have to disclose the information that promoter is a defaulter for a registered project to all the RERAs registered in the country, so that the promoter will have implications to be faced if he intends to register a new project in any of the geographical jurisdiction of any of the RERAs. And with Gujarat RERA as well, his default will be publicly seen, and by the time if he intends to register a new project, then obviously make sure that the first project on which he has defaulted has seen a daylight closure, ensuring the protection of interest of all the LOTs and all other stakeholders for that matter, the lenders, the mortgage holders, the suppliers, if any payments are yet to be made for that defaulted project. So it has a mentions if promoter defaults on the project. However, on regulatory compliance default, making good the default by adhering to the authority orders, wanted to register a new project. Thank you. Marketing agency required separate registration. Sir, all agents and all marketing agencies acting as agent are required separate registration. However, agent registration is very elaborate under section 9 and section 9. Yes, if I'm not wrong, it is in section 9. A very small portion to be read, but very clear. So agent have a specific responsibilities under RERA Act, and they have a contractual obligation with LOT, whom they have sold the specific real estate. Not all the LOTs of the project, only the LOTs to whom he has sold the. Now the section 2 promoter definition related marketing entity is somebody who has entered into a gross marketing understanding with the project, somebody who is selling in bulk, who is taking responsibility to sell in bulk, who would demonstrate himself as somebody who is competent of taking care of all documentation, all negotiations, final pricing, and agreeing to sell. If this much deliberate, elaborate delegation of powers for real estate sale transaction is carried out by promoter with some entity, then that entity becomes co-promoter, and through the explanation of definition of promoter in section 2. It depends on the agreement between these two entities and the clauses and other aspects. If promoter has created any such understanding in the capacity of promoter of a registered project, he is duty bound to reveal it to RERA. We are yet to have any such request by a promoter of a registered project in Gujarat that we have entered into a bulk sale delegation agreement. But if it happens, promoter is duty bound report to authority, and as it would be reported to authority, the counterparty to the agreement will become a co-promoter under the act, and authority will start dealing with them for protecting the interest of LOTs that they bring on table.
So the next is, in case of registered agreement to sale, can the developer be considered as promoter and original landowner is nowhere involved? I guess you have answered it in your deliberation, so we can skip this question.
Yes, there is no yes.
Yes,
Thank
sir. You can. Sir, is registered documents means registered under Registration Act or Stamp Duty Act? So
registered documents means registered under Registration Act, and Registration Act does not register unless appropriate stamp duty is paid.
Perfect, sir. Perfect. Land is owned by two brothers. They want to develop land in developed plot and only plot to be sold. How to get registration in RERA? Can both these brothers jointly apply for this project? Because I guess it's an association of persons.
Now, if they want to become an association of persons, so Mr. A, Mr. B, and then an entity termed AB, then they have to first have their PAN number for AB, and then AB can register. Or else Mr. A has to become promoter with entering into a written order for the parcel of land which is available to him, ensuring the development rights for that parcel of the land as well. And then Mr. A is responsible in the capacity of promoter, and Mr. B can be responsible in the capacity of a landowner for his title of land parcel. However, the profit sharing and other details can be incorporated into the development agreement. Act doesn't stop any legal agreement between adult individual who can conduct business under the law. However, those arrangements have to be documented because Act wants them to be transparent and enforceable in any circumstances. So formal documentation of any business arrangement becomes eligible to be considered by the authority case-to-case basis, because each case can have a nuanced understanding, so long as it upholds the liabilities of promoter and landowner vis-a-vis the provisions of the Act rules and regulations. Authority only considers the registration.
Sir, the next question is, can promoter apply the RERA registration with joint venture business model? So if two builders are coming together, can they apply for and form a joint venture? I guess what you are saying as AOP will applicable to that or not?
Now, sir, let me reply this in a regressive manner. That can join, do we expect this joint venture business partner to have two separate RERA accounts, wherein 70% of the money received from LOTs would separately deposited for each having rights to sell, say 50 units in 100 units project? No, sir. So Act does not intend to have two separate RERA accounts or multiple separate RERA accounts for a one real estate project. So every real estate project have to have a single RERA account, a dedicated separate account for crediting into 70% of the money received, and then access to this money is granted to promoter only in proportion to completion of project he has attained, which is certified by an architect and engineer and chartered accountant, along with the LOT details, booking status, booking details, money received, money incurred and paid on the project, and the RERA bank transaction details, bank account transaction details, opening balance, received, payouts, withdrawals during the period, and the closing balance. Now, all these things as for a single bank account means the single entity would be owning that bank account. Now, that single entity can be a limited liability partnership having two corporates as partners in that, and a joint venture arrangement through an LLP model would definitely serve the purpose of the joint venture partners, wherein the LLP becomes the promoter under the Act and will fulfill all the Act, and the concerned partners of the LLP will have their liabilities towards LLP and their rights from LLP.
We have discussed that, after
Sir, after obtaining view,
yes, sir.
We have
Elaborated, sir.
I have elaborated, giving a Sanand example, and I have elaborated it at great length that why promoter would like to do such things, why promoter would like to do otherwise, and if he opts to do otherwise, and how there are advantages for the investor LOTs as well.
Yes, sir. The next question is, as per definition of promoter, if landowner and developers are different, then both have to apply for project registration as promoters? No, sir. If they are having a development agreement between them, then only a developer will liable to be get registered. Yes, sir. Am I correct?
You are right, sir. Please.
Thank you, sir. So मैं थोड़ा सीख रहा हूँ. application process in case of redevelopment projects. Next is application process.
maybe कितने मैं भी publicly सीख रहा हूँ sir.
सर आप सिखा रहे हो. Application process in case of redevelopment projects where additional units are also built. So can you throw some light?
Yes. So friends, this aspect has been very elaborately covered in Gujarat RERA project registration application. The tool to ensure this is form accountant certificate, wherein in the case of redevelopment project, what happens? Let me illustrate it by a small illustration. That in Navrangpura area of Ahmedabad, there is an apartment, 3-story building having 4 apartments on each floor, so 12 units. Built before 30 years. The redevelopment policy says if the building is 25-year-old, the dwellers can go for redevelopment, and in sync with the current GDCR norms, they have a FSI. They can purchase the FSI as well, additional FSI through payment, and then if they are coming with 20 units, 5-story apartment, so 12 for the erstwhile members of the society, and 8 would be the new members coming into the society. Now here, the land cost, there are no payments except for additional FSI purchase. The land which is now handed over to the promoter by the erstwhile 12 members. So whatever the construction cost for new units belonging to those 12 members, amounts to be considered as the land cost for the entire project. And the construction cost for the newly constructed 8 units and newly constructed common amenities and other aspects, other development cost, will be considered as the development cost. And all these 20 units are to be reported through Form 3 Chartered Accountant Certificate annexure, and that annexure allows promoter to declare that which are the units are for the erstwhile members and which are the newly constructed units, they are for sale. So there will be sale consideration to be mentioned against those 8 units. For other units, there would be no sale consideration to be mentioned. However, the construction cost for those units is to be mentioned in land cost part B, part 2. So the redevelopment process is very elaborately covered in Chartered Accountant Form 3 and its annexure. It is elaborately explained in Circular 2 and Guidance Note as well.
Yes, sir. The next question is
it makes it clear.
Yes. Sir, the next question is which date should be considered as date of booking? The date of Banakhat or the date of payment of first deposit by a prospective buyer? But I can say, sir, when builder enters only in Banakhat when the first payment been made by the prospective buyer. So, sir,
Hello, sir.
Sir. Yes, please, sir. Please.
Banakhat, popularly known as Banakhat, is an agreement for sale under Gujarat RERA. Now, this agreement of sale is to be entered by the promoter at a time when he intends to collect monies from LOT in excess of 10% of the consideration value for an apartment or plot. So up to say 9.9%, if he goes on collecting the money, he would not be required to enter into agreement for sale. But he might have issued the allotment letter as well, or there can be a situation that he has just taken the money in advance. Say one check taken for 50,000 rupees as advance for booking. Allotment letter is also still pending, and he has his internal processes wherein allotment letter is issued only when 5% of the consideration amount is paid. So in terms of section 3, if I go by the spirit of the act of entering into contract begins, the date for booking is that date. If there is an unwritten contract as well, that I agree to buy and you agree to sell as X price, and I give 1 rupee as a token for that primary agreement, then that 1 rupee token payment would also culminate into a date of booking, and in turn it becomes reportable to authority. Of course, if you have not agreed, आज मैं 1 रुपया देता हूँ, बुकिंग मेरा कंफर्म, अब कितने में लेना देना वो अब बैठ के सामने बैठ के आपस में डिस्कस कर लेते हैं, ऐसे करके भी अगर आगे बढ़ गए तो फिर लेना देना अथॉरिटी को 3 महीने में एक बार तो रिपोर्ट करना है क्यूपीआर में, तो बुकिंग रिपोर्ट करना है, तो बुकिंग रिपोर्ट करने से पहले लेना देना भी तय कर लेना होगा, क्योंकि वो लेना देना बहुत ज्यादा टाइम तक ओपन एंडेड नहीं रख सकते अब. थैंक यू.
Yes, sir. Sir, there is a cooperative housing society for apartment, but land is in the name of builder. Now the building is going under redevelopment. Then how to deal with such situation? Who needs to apply? I guess.
Sir, this
Yes,
is
sir.
not a. I would say this is not a RERA related
Yes, sir.
issue.
Yes.
This is a land title related issue. Whenever the cooperative society would have been registered, the land would have been sold by the builder to society, members would have paid him off, and then there has to be a
Yes, sir. We can skip this, sir.
to update the land revenue record. If the land revenue record is not updated, there are means and processes by which the land revenue records can be updated. If any lapse relating to past periods is there, those lapses can be made good by payment or without payment. Formal processes are there. If it is very delayed, I am not sure about those acts, but there is some token money that you have to pay for incorporating those land title related entries into revenue records, and after completing those formalities, the redevelopment activity can be kick-started by society.
Sir, this question is related to advertisement. So, can a firm put a signboard of coming soon before getting registration?
Of course, there is no issue if coming soon is with respect to Shahrukh Khan coming to Ahmedabad on specific date.
Yes. Sir, in case of any real estate
coming
company,
soon with your some. So real estate companies should not resort to such peripheral walking around the advertisement guidelines of Gujarat RERA. If you intend to sell, then you are duty bound to register before you coming out in public in demonstrating your intent to sell. Now, if you moment you write coming soon, a real estate parlance, real estate yet to be named, yet to be registered, then in that sense, you as a promoter, the entity should refrain from doing these things, and as a consultant, as a learned consultant, you must also advise your promoters from resorting to this low yielding requirements, because
yes,
only coming of information,
yes,
only arouses curiosity in minds of past buyers.
yes, sir.
So more prominent display would serve purpose for everybody.
So next question is, the next question you can read, sir.
I am reading, sir.
Yeah.
If case of real estate company go to need to do by the buyer of the property Sir, this is in light of IBC and Supreme Court judgments and NCLT appellate tribunal judgments and RERA requirements and amendment to IBC that no individual buyer can now approach file under IBC. It has to be at least 10% in terms of number or value, if I am not wrong. But then on this issue,
but yeah, currently today we are looking at registration. But this question is
yes. So how RERA there is an elaborate judgment of Honorable Supreme Court vis-a-vis relationship between IBC and RERA, but it is a very beautiful judgment while it clearly establishes the supremacy of IBC over RERA. It in a subtle and nuanced way inherent powers of the RERA authority as well. I would definitely like to discuss on these aspects with this August forum, because this विमर्श, ये पाठशाला, ये विमर्श जो चल रहा है वो हमारे लिए भी एक पॉजिटिव फीडबैक बनने वाला है. So we will discuss it, sir. Please.
Does project of selling of industrial plots in GIDC by a private promoter required registration?
Sir, second-hand sale, one-to-one basis, I am selling to some one individual or a group of individuals. I don't think it is there.
I guess this is
or it will be covered. But if
yes,
you are subdividing your industrial sale into many sales or many godowns, and then you are planning to sell those small godowns or medium-sized godowns because the logistics is in a boom. You have had a shade in Changodar GIDC, and now you want or a GIDC coming in a planning area. That is more important. A GIDC falling in planning area, you are subdividing your shade into small godowns or business units or storage places, and then you are intending to sell them or transfer them with title to prospective LOTs. Then plan approvals of those, be it GIDC or the local town planning authority, then getting it registered with RERA is necessary.
Yes, sir.
Ultimately, sir, the intent is the real estate buyer has to have approved plan, specified construction, legal title,
yes,
and delivery by time.
Sir,
wherever these three aspects come and a consumer come, you have to register.
Sir, as we are running out of time and there are so many questions,
yes.
So what we will do that we will collect it. We'll try to choose and pick out of those questions, and if whatever
never mind the one,
we will answer to them, sir.
Yes. So never mind. This is
perfect, sir.
This is the one on the screen is very cleverly drafted.
Yes,
sir.
If you want to answer
number of units 8. So less than 500 square meters. Okay.
Yes.
Now, if the land area is less than 500 square meters and number of units 8, then he would not have registered.
Perfect.
When the number of unit crosses 8, say it becomes 9, he has to register. Now he wants to sell only one, he still has to register. But because even with 9 units, when you have to register, when you intend to sell, if you just don't intend to sell, intend to sell does not mean intend to sell all or few. Sir, again we come back to definition of promoter, wherein it is clearly written, even for the local authorities, that is AMC and other government authorities, which are into this activity of constructing for marginal segment of population. For them also it is written that for apartment or plots, Even if they want to sell few of them or all of them, they have to register.
Yes, sir. Yes. So,
So this
now,
few and all is,
yes, sir. So now, with this question and collecting all those questions of today's, we are now going to end this webinar of second A. And I request all the participants to post their questions on the this GoToWebinar platform only, so we can easily collect it, and send it and discuss it, and then we'll get back to you with e-book on those FAQs. Friends, we are thankful to our learned Shri Ghanshyam Bhai Pathak, Finance Controller of RERA, for giving his time and sharing his knowledge and experience with all of us. But I request all to just take this webinar as for education purpose, for academics, as authority comes to us and we are going to learn from them. We should not ask them the questions which are from authorities perspective or as a consultant. I think I request all of you to be a student, as the same name suggests, and also if you have some doubts on the law or on some points to learn, then only I request you to post those. And thank you very much, sir, on behalf of Ahmedabad branch and all other branches who have jointly organized this program. We are thankful to you. I am thankful to all the participants. I request Pathak sir, if you want to add something.
Yeah, with all the friends that with this second session we have covered the technical up to the TP level registration process. Tomorrow in first 10-15 minutes we will elaborate on the legal documentation and legal paper aspect, and then the crux of the webinar would come tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be discussing on.
So, sir, we are not having our session tomorrow.
Accounts, that is Form 3 and means of finance.
So, participants, we are not having our.
Tomorrow is next session.
Yeah. Done, sir. Done.
So day after tomorrow, in the next session, we will be discussing the chartered accountant form and the means of finance form. If I can request all participants to go through the
presentation
notes on authority on this Form 3 and means of finance, so that we can spend very less time on elaborating the elementary process and start focusing on the nuance aspects. Tomorrow we will discuss Form 3 and means of finance certification, that is report on means of finance by chartered accountant under that 3400 Sahib Suche assurance standard certification and insurance.
Yes.
So thank you very much, friends, for the day. Thank you very much for listening me patiently. Thank you.
So we are ending this webinar here, and we are going to meet day after tomorrow. Kindly take the note, and we will learn more in this RERA Ki Pathshala. Thank you very much, viewers.